Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. Let's talk March favorites. I would love to know what you have been loving for March. It doesn't have to be beauty related. It doesn't have to be makeup. Just let me know in the comment section. And then here's where I admit that I've been very heavily into the Easter candy. Are you surprised? I am not surprised. Easter candy and snacks, that's what I've been doing. So between the snapped Cheez-Its and the extra large big Cheez-Its, my favorite snack, and then I love the mini eggs, the Cadbury mini eggs, my favorite. I'm getting like giant bags that'll last me all year long. Okay, when you have to plan ahead to get your favorite chocolate enough you can have it all year, you know there's a problem. The other one I have been enjoying though is the Dove. They come like, are they the Secrets? I forget. Anyway, they're little teeny tiny foil wrapped individually. And these little chocolates are the ones with the waffle cone. So good. Like the salted caramel is good. The regular dark chocolate is good. But the minute you give me like waffle cone in there, oh, I'm on another level of happiness. So good. All right, let's talk some makeup. There are a couple of tools that have made application for makeup so much easier. One of them is this. This is just a little metal palette. I got it for like $8 on Amazon. Not expensive. It came with a tool, which I really don't use, but it's like a little, spatula on one side and a slightly, pointed tool on the other. This I haven't really used, but I have been loving this. So I'll put a squirt of foundation on here. I'll dab it on with my fingers and then start blending it in. And I will be able to leave it here. And if I feel like I've got too much blush, I need to tone it down, I can go over it with that if I'm using cream products. I have been able to mix liquid blush and liquid highlight to get a glowy blush. I have been loving this. I usually use the back of my hand, but when I do that, inevitably I forget that it's there and then I get it on my clothes. I don't know how many times I have ruined an article of clothing long term because I've got makeup on it that later I somehow can't seem to get completely out. So this has been fantastic. The other thing I discovered on Amazon, people have been talking about them forever and I find like, okay, fine, I'll try it, are these guys here. These are the AOA Pawpaw Wonder Blender. This is what they look like when they are wet. I just use this one for makeup application today. So soft. So squishy, like lighter than air. I love, and I think I paid less than $10 for 6. And this is the only official beauty blender I have left, and it's like, it was supposed to be like a pale pink, but it's lost all of its color. These are $20. $20, $10 for 6. Why was I spending $20 for one of these guys? No more, no more. I would save lip products for last. Should we just flip it? Let's do that. Okay. I love me a good lip product, but the sort of things I have been craving have been different because usually in colder weather, in the winter time or in the fall, I love a matte lip. I love a really heavy matte lip, and I really like the one that I'm wearing today. This one is from Milani. This is the Fetish Matte Lipstick, and this color is everything. This is the shade Peony. Here's what I love about this. First of all, how cute is that? Like seriously cute. Beyond that, each one of these, if the shade of the lipstick is a different shade, the outside packaging is different. So if you have multiples, you know what you're reaching for. Love that as well. These are what, $8.99 at the drugstore. If you can get them on sale, they're even less. But these lipsticks, one swipe gives you full opaque color. Now, my beef with a matte lipstick is, it doesn't matter whether it's high-end or whether it's drugstore, is I need it to appear matte, but not to suck the life out of my lips. This is a very comfortable matte lipstick. I don't know what sort of like magic is going on here. You know what these remind me of? And I haven't done it, and I'm so curious, and I'm gonna have to. These remind me of the Lisa Eldridge matte lipsticks. Those are $36 a piece. This is less than 10. And this color also reminds me of a couple. I'm gonna grab a few and we'll side by side swatch. I do feel like these Lisa Eldridge lipsticks are worth it, but if your budget doesn't allow you, please don't buy a $36 lipstick. This one here is the shade Velvet Petal. So they even have the same name. So they have the same level of intensity. This is the Milani, this is the one from Lisa Eldridge. The shade is not the same, I don't think they're meant to be dupes just because of the name, but the one that I kind of instantly thought of when I saw this is this one here. This is Velvet Blush Lightly. So here's Blush Lightly. I feel like this one has more of a blue, almost aubergine undertone to it, and this one here has more pink. I feel like the interest that you get with Blush Lightly is that purpley undertone, which is so flattering on my skin tone. I really love it. Here's the original blush. This one is obviously much deeper. I'm just gonna do a swatch below. But do you see, like, even the finish of these looks very, very similar? The last one I haven't worn this one in forever. This one is Velvet Beauty. Ooh, these are close. So this is Velvet Beauty. This one still has a little bit more of a blue undertone to it. This one feels just a hair warmer. So this one here on the top in the middle is the Milani. And wow, these are interesting swatches. The one thing, every single one of these, one swipe and you get full complete coverage. I have loved and adored the Lisa Eldridge Velvet formula forever because it's matte, like truly matte, and it wears really well for a long time, and it's comfortable. It doesn't dry my lips out. And when I tried these, I was like, what? These are beautiful. If you don't want to spend this amount of money, you can get a very similar look from Milani. I feel like out of all the matte drugstore lipsticks I have tried, this is my favorite formula. And I'm a lipstick snob. I love beautiful, high-end, kind of hard to find lipsticks. You just can't walk into a Sephora and buy one of these. I'm fine with that. But you can walk into your local drugstore and for less than $10 get a beautiful matte lipstick. I know they have a complete line of nudes and they have some brights and pinks and berries for spring. So Milani matte fetish lipsticks, totally worth it. Other than this matte lipstick, everything else has been glossy, has been balmy, even a sheer product. Let me start out with the gloss that I have really been enjoying. This one, I realized I'm a serial over applier. So the first time I tried it on, and I tried it on in a video, I was like, what? And I realized it was me putting on too much. I really do like it. These are the new Paradise balm glosses or gloss balms from L'Oreal. This is the shade Blissful Blush. It's super pretty, shiny, and it gives my lips just a little bit of color. I wear this with a lip liner if I want a little bit more intensity, and I have been wearing it all on its own. It's not too sticky if you don't over apply. If you put on oodles and oodles like I did, I felt like it kind of sank down into the corners and then it started to pull and string, which I don't like. And I also felt like I had a lot of it collecting right on the edge of where my lip is dry on the outside, right before it goes into being wet on the inside, that line. Sometimes where lip products can collect, I was getting a lot of that. But I've discovered that if I don't over apply, and the hard part is when you pull out this applicator, it's an interesting applicator. I always feel like there's not enough on here. No, there's enough. It's a different formula. It feels different than a lot of other glosses. It's not as thick, it's not as sticky, and I don't like a sticky gloss, but there's a level of stickiness that comes with a gloss. This one I feel is different, and it makes, and this color especially, this is 40, it just makes my lips look healthy and natural and pretty. And there is a level of hydration with this. Not all glossy products have hydration to them. This one really does. I like the fact that it's a gloss balm, so you get the shine from the gloss, but there's also nourishing products in here. I feel like that's a really good description of what this does. I like this a lot. This is an oldie but a goodie. I have really been enjoying this. The Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick. Oh, this one here is Almond Nude. It's so pretty. It's shiny. It's sheer. It's moisturizing. It doesn't last forever because how is a cream product gonna last forever? But it's super easy to apply. Even the fact that it is kind of rounded like this. Oh, I love these. Super easy. I don't need a mirror to put this on. If I'm pulled up to a stoplight and have a few seconds, I can reach for it in my purse, throw it on, and then drive without having to worry that I have stuff everywhere. It's super comfortable. It keeps my lips feeling nourished, and it gives them a level of color. It's a lot more opaque than I expected, kind of a shiny, balmy lipstick to be, but I love this kind of chubby lipstick. This has been great. Another one that I have been loving, I've talked about it before. This is from Lipstick Queen. I don't even know if they still make this. I kind of think they do because the last time I checked, and it hasn't been that long, it was still available for purchase. But Lipstick Queen has gone through a lot of changes over the years. And it's obviously a sheer kind of lightly tinted lipstick. It looks blue in the bullet here, but it's basically a sheer vitamin E. It has a little bit of color adjusting to it. On my lips, it tends to lean just a little bit violet purple, but because it's so cool, it makes my teeth look whiter. It's also one of those that if I get it outside of my lip line, I don't have like crazy clown lips going on. It's comfortable, it's nourishing. I use it just like a chapstick, but it's kind of like my elegant, not a little kid chapstick. Love this so much. That's not new. I've been loving it for years. Here's another one. Oh, you can tell it's super beat up. I found it at the bottom of my purse. And I keep things like this in my purse for the days that I need something on my lips and I need to, you know, keep myself hydrated and I want just a touch of color. Another Neutrogena product. This is the Revitalizing Lip Balm, and this is the shade Fresh Plum. I feel like it has a little bit more of a brown lead to it. I am not a fan of this oval shape. That's just me. That puts me, you know, in difficult areas. It definitely leans a little bit more nude. I don't know that it, you know, it's talking about being a plum shade. I don't know, maybe more fig. But I really like it. I like it a lot. And for me, it's glossy, it's hydrating. It gives me just a little bit of color without being too heavy. It's fantastic. I've been keeping this in my pocket when I'm at work. I work at a dental office, and the state that I'm in, and I'm sure this is true with a lot of other states, if you're going into a medical office, you still need to wear a mask. And so I'm trying to make sure that, you know, when I go for lunch or I'm done at the end of the day and I take my mask off, I don't have like color everywhere. So I've been looking for sheer, hydrating, lightweight products. This one has been fantastic, and you can tell it's very well loved. I've been so in love with this formula. I want to get more. This is the Ultra Lip from Glossier. This is the one that I picked up last summer when they debuted this formula. This is their kind of watermelon red shade. This one's called Fete. And it's shiny, it's glossy, it's comfortable, it's nourishing. It lasts for, I would say, about 3 hours if you're not doing any eating or if you're not, you know, wiping or licking your lips. I feel like this lasts pretty well and it fades beautifully. I want a lipstick, if you're gonna fade, fine, no problem, but I don't want to be left with like a harsh line on the outside. I feel like this fades evenly and it imparts a comfortable, nourished feel to my lips. I definitely want to try a few more of these, but I don't know what shades to get. Here's another product that is similar. This is from M Cosmetics. This is their lip cushion. This is the shade Mona Lisa. Again, a shiny, comfortable, nourishing, barely there lip color that's just enough and not too much. That's what I've been loving about all of these. Just a little bit, not too much. My last favorite product was one, I don't remember putting it in my Ulta cart. I don't remember ordering it, but somehow it showed up at my door. And I don't know whether it was a freebie that they were giving out or or whether I actually put it in there. This is not the sort of product that if I were to see it on the Ulta website or if I were to see it on the display in store, that I'd be like, you belong to me. I need one of you in my life. No. But it's been so good. I've been so glad I discovered it. It has really been comfortable. And it's kind of surprising. So it's from Wet n Wild. This is the So Pouty Lip Gloss Balm. I would say this is more balm-like and less glossy. So it has, you know, really affordable packaging. It's not super luxe in look. The one thing that I don't like about this is that I feel like the whole, you can see how much it moves back and forth. I don't know if it's the bullet that is so soft or whether it's how it's placed in the packaging that the whole bullet wobbles, but I just turn it up just far enough that I can use it. And when I'm putting it on, oh, I can also hear it moving back and forth in the in the tube. So danger. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but it comes out looking like this. We got a little bit of shine, not a ton, but this has a thickness to it. When you put this on your lips, yes, it is a little bit thicker than a lot of the other products I have swatched here, but that sticky slash clinginess stays on my lips. I don't feel like it kind of goes everywhere, which is great. So what I have been doing is I have been using a lip liner and then throwing this over the top so I get the you know, intense color and precise placement from a drier product that's not going to start going everywhere. And then instead of topping it with a gloss, because the minute I put a gloss over a lip liner, my 47-year-old lip lines are like, oh, we're just little trails for the color to go everywhere all over your face. And I have like little lines of color feathering out, which I hate. But if I want something that is gonna stay for a while and still be hydrating, this over a lip liner has been great. On the days I'm not wearing any makeup, guess what I have been reaching for? I've been keeping this in my pocket at the office where I'm working. I really like this. And for such a humble, like under $5 product, I didn't think I would. Here's where I want to make sure that you know, it is a thicker product. It does have slightly a tacky feel when you're touching it, but I feel like it's nourishing and good on the lips. I've tried a few Wet n Wild products and I haven't liked very many of them. Some of them I think are okay for the price, but I don't want to think that something is okay for the price. I just want to know whether you're good or not. And this is one of those that I'm so glad I have. I don't remember buying it, but she's here and she has kind of won the day. And this is what I keep in my scrubs pocket at work. Have been loving this. This is a foundation I have been really enjoying. I talked about it in February when I first got it and I used it all through March. I did happen to swap out the original shade that I got, which was too deep for me. This one is better. It's not perfect, but I feel like it's something I can work with. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Lifting Foundation. I like that this wears really well throughout the day. A lot of my more radiant, kind of glowy, natural looking foundations tend to break up around the nose and I need to put down a mattifying primer before applying it. I don't have to with this one. I like that this has a kind of a heavier layer of coverage. You can shear it out beautifully with a damp sponge or with your fingers or with a brush. If you use a small amount, it really does go a long way if you want a lighter look. But if you need a little bit more coverage, but you don't want to be like full on spackle, this can do it for you. And I like that it wears really well all day long. This doesn't accentuate any of my lines and creases. It doesn't settle into them. It keeps my skin feeling really beautiful and I love this foundation. I was like, I want it out for this month as well. I was like, no, try some other things. But this has been like a superhero for me for much of March. So when I finally pulled this out again, it had been a couple of months since I used it and I still head over heels. Love, love, love. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer. This is their lightest shade in 0.05. This is a full coverage type of concealer. If you want like your sins forgiven, this will do it. The other thing that I like about this is that it has the ability, you know, if you take the time and you blend it well, I'm just blending it down my hand to show you, that you can go from really full coverage till you can't tell where it is. And what I like to do is use this on days that I'm only wearing concealer. I'll put a lot of it, not a lot, I'll put it here underneath my eyes, and then I'm able to blend the edges out here so I don't have to use foundation everywhere. I'll be able to use it for redness around the corners of my nose or any hyperpigmentation I have from post-acne on my chin. And I don't have to like put makeup everywhere. I can just put it in that one area, tap it out, and then continue to blend it until it goes from, you know, coverage where I need it to where does it end. Love that so much. I want to quickly go through the rest of my faves for this month and get to the fails because there are some fails and I think it's important to talk about those. All right, so I have been loving a lot of cream products or liquid products for the face. Still in love with this So Soft Multi-Play Face Stick from M Cosmetics. I have the lightest shade in Summer. It's the kind of bronzer contour I'm wearing today. It's super easy. Like you swipe it on and it blends itself. Like, did you see that? Like, and it's blended. So beautiful. Love this. I'm obsessed. I really like the blush as well, but this contour slash bronzer stick is the one that I'm forever reaching for. Another one that I love and I can't stop using, and we're down below the halfway mark, is the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow. This is one of those products. It has a really big chunky doe foot. I know it's expensive. I know it's a kind of luxury price, but the glow that you get from this, I don't understand it. It's like glass skin in a bottle. It is what I'm wearing today. It's just enough. It's not too much. And I don't know why I've said this before, but every single time I wear this, somebody asks me, what I'm wearing on my cheeks. They're like, what is, your skin looks so radiant. What are you wearing? This. Obsessed. I mentioned this last month and I knew it was going to be a hit. I reached for it all month long. This is the Heaven's Glow Baked Blush from M Cosmetics. This is the shade Baroque. It's, I mean, it looks like hardly anything at all, but it's a glowy, warm, oh, it's so pretty. I'm just gonna swatch it over here for you. It's so lightweight. I have been over blushing. I feel like I might have over blushed today. That is my regular mode of application. Too much. That's me. This keeps me from doing that, but it also has, if you can tell, a little bit of radiance to it. So you don't have to wear highlight. This is beautiful. I really want to get the one in Rococo. This is the lighter of the two shades from the Masterpiece collection. I want the other one, but I already have two other blushes from M in this formula. I don't need another one, but I want. I am so glad I picked this up last year during the Sephora sale. This is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I have the shade She's That Girl. So you have a powder down here, and it's like, for me, the perfect spring peachy pink shade. And then underneath the little window right here, you have a cream blush. And I love this combo. I have been using this a lot. So this is the powder, this is the cream. Beautiful. Love both of these. I have really been grateful. I kind of want to get more, but obviously your girl does not need any more blush. I added 2 new cream products to my makeup collection in the last several weeks, and I love them both. Completely, absolutely love. First one is this. This is from Beauty Pie. This is their Super Cheek Cream, and this is a shade called Sexy Berry. Now, I know this looks kind of intimidating. It looks like this, but when you put it on and start to blend it out, I have been using this so much. You need the smallest amount. You can build it up more than this, but it has kind of, I have another one of these. I think the formula is beautiful. I think it blends effortlessly. I like using a synthetic brush with it, but it doesn't get patchy. It doesn't, for me, it lasts all day long. I know some people have concerns with cream products kind of getting eaten up by the skin, and pretty soon it's like, wait, where did it go? I feel like this one lasts really well. It blends with no effort at all. A sponge, your fingers, a brush, whatever you want. I love it. But this color, and I also have been on certain days when I want a more monochromatic look, you know, I'll use this on the lips. So a lip and cheek look, so cohesive, so beautiful. I love so much. The other one that I picked up, and I know it's been out for a while, and I just hadn't done it, and hadn't done it, and I hadn't done it. And I was like, gonna do it because I'm totally loving cream products, and I wanted a really bright, punchy shade for spring. It's the Cheeks Out Cream Blush from Fenty. This one is Strawberry Drip. I'm wearing this one today. I like that you can really like build this up, or you can sheer it out. And if you want it to be a little bit more sheer, I mean, it's so easy. It's so easy. Like, hardly any effort, or you could really build it up. I wore it the other day on lips and cheeks, and I don't always do that with cream products, but I like the ease of it. And this is a beautiful, super fun. I thought it was going to be, because if you're looking at it in the pan compared to here, it looks way more intense here, but it's so wearable. And I feel like it's a really pretty soft, I can get it to be a little bit more than this, but I wanted it kind of a little bit more subdued for today. I've been loving this. I talked about this last month, still a fave. This is the Divine Skies eyeshadow from M Cosmetics. This is the one in the shade Rodin. This has been what I use on a day when I need one shade or two shades for a quick look for work. This is like, I'll use the whole thing for something a little bit more intense and sculptural, but still really soft and pretty. I love this formula. I love how small the packaging is. I love that each one of these, I have other ones, let me grab them. They all come in different shades so that you know which one you're grabbing, even though the size and the packaging is exactly the same. I know this one is Venetian Rose, this one here is Magic Hour, and this one is Rodin. I love that they do that with all of their packaging. Same with their blushes, they're all the same size, but they have different colors of the external packaging, which is so helpful when you have more than one. And I appreciate that, but I feel like these kind of neutral colors, these are so pretty. They're so pretty, just enough, not too much. You can really amp it up, or you can keep it super subtle. Love. So the other eyeshadow palette that I have really been enjoying this month and I've worn more times than I think I wore when I initially purchased it is the one that I'm wearing today. And I found that this is one that I like wearing when I'm only using like half the shades, because this look is something I do a lot. I've done it a lot this month, and it's from Pat McGrath. This is the Venus and Floor quad. I really like that it has kind of like a burgundy here. It has this light frosty shade, and then this kind of taupey metallic is beautiful. You see a lot of like sparkle fallout all over the plastic packaging. That usually comes from this shade right here, but it is the most beautiful like metallic-y duochrome. I do love this, but on days that I don't want to futz with putting down the Pat McGrath artistry wand or any sort of primer and then tapping this over the top, because I mean, look how metallic and beautiful that is. I have been sticking to these two shades here. That's what I'm doing today. They're the only two eyeshadows I'm wearing today, and I really like how easy it is. And it gives me a sophisticated look without trying too hard. It literally took me 2 minutes. I put the kind of this white shimmer like all over, especially in the inner corner. And then I used my finger to swipe this on here, and then I used a brush to blend it up into the crease, and that was it. And I know that a lot of people don't like wearing shimmers all over the eye, but I really do. And I forgot how much I enjoyed this. This is the one that kind of pulled me in, but this one is so high maintenance, I don't always use it, but I have used it this month and I have really been enjoying it. But it's a super beautiful palette. I love it, and I'm glad I kind of rediscovered it. Let's talk about the things that didn't work for me. And I am so frustrated because I feel like the formula is pretty. I figured out how to make it work for me, but I can't because it's the wrong shade. And it's this. This is the Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. I like the way that this feels on the skin. I've really been getting in here. I like it best applied with the fingers. It's one of those that, as you can see, it's not the right shade. It's very orange, and I would say that even when you're blending it in, you can still see, and I feel like it oxidizes a little bit. You can still see how orange it is compared to my own skin tone. And I wish there was a lighter shade. There just isn't. So unless I adjust this with other foundations or with a foundation adjuster, I know LA Girl has some drops that you can add into a product like this. Do you see how orange that is? I can't wear it. And then when you kind of really shear it out so that it doesn't look quite so orange, it still looks orange, but it's a little bit lighter. Then I feel like, am I even wearing foundation? Why did I take the time to rub something in that you can't tell that I'm wearing, and now my face is just slightly more tangerine? So I wish there was a larger shade range. I know there's only 8 shades of this. I feel like the formula feels nice. I had problems with it settling into my fine lines across my forehead, like right in through here, right in this area, in the corners of my mouth and in the corners of my nose, when I didn't use a mattifying primer. I have combo skin, and normally the only place that I get really glowy is like right here in my nose until it's summertime, and then it's the entire T-zone. But I was thinking, because it's Age Perfect and it's meant to be for people who have mature skin, who have expression lines, who have crow's feet, that they would design a formula that wouldn't just like sink right in. I am not a friend of, I can't get behind this. Part of it, for me, mostly it's the tone. I figured out how to get it not to travel for me, but I want something, if it's balm, I want it to be a little easier. I feel like this is kind of like a high maintenance person, and then it's never going to be quite right for me. If you can find your shade and you like a dewier, more natural look, and if you have combo skin, you're willing to use like a mattifying primer to make sure that you don't have product collecting in your expression lines, and then you don't have like little lines of foundation. Okay, that's a lot of, which is why this was a fail for me. I wanted to, just now. This is another product that I have not been able to get to work for me. This is from e.l.f. It is their Camo Powder Foundation. I have the shade 120 Fair. I will link in the description box where I tried this on. I wanted to love this. I love a good powder foundation. I love the one from L'Oreal. I like the one from Laura Geller. I thought this was going to be great, and it was so affordable. It's $11. The problem I have with this is that it makes me look so old. So old. And if I'm using the little puff that comes with it, I get way too much coverage. And then when I try and use a brush to kind of, you know, fluff and blend it on, I also still get way too much coverage. I have discovered the best way to use this is not to use a natural hair brush, which is what I did in that try on video, but to use a more diffused brush like this. This one is not clean, but this is the one that I had been using with it earlier this month. And this is a kind of wispy, like synthetic brush, so it's not picking up as much. And instead of using it as foundation, I use it best to set my face. But on the days that I want to set everything, I can't use this under the eyes. It makes me look old. I feel like this would be a great product for somebody who is not 47, who doesn't have like expression lines, who doesn't deal with dryness in certain areas. Because when I put this underneath my eyes, not good. I had problems with it over my nose. I don't know, I've never had problems with powder sitting strangely on my nose. This looked terrible. This product was a struggle for me from day one. That video you'll see, I'm like, whoa, wait, what? And the problems that I had with it, I don't know. This is not one that I would recommend for people who have expression lines because it didn't settle in there. It just really drew attention to them. I had the same problem like right in through here, right here, like these little lines here. This really kind of sat on top of my skin and accentuated it despite having pressed it in with a damp sponge, despite having sprayed over a, you know, kind of a hydrating finishing spray. Nothing could get this to look anything more than heavy and on the surface of my skin. So I'm not excited about this. I've mentioned this mascara as a favorite in the past, and then it did me dirty. And I don't know what happened. I have always loved this mascara from Lancome. This is their Idole Lash Mascara. I don't always get along with the wand, but the minute you give me a slightly curved wand and these spiky kind of silicone-y rubbery bristles, I struggle. That's just me. I've always had problems with a, you know, a slightly different wand, but this mascara did something that it has never done before. I was wearing it the other day and it gives me length, it gives me volume, and I realized that my eyes had been open so much that my lashes had been touching right up here and I had little black dots of mascara. I was like, wait, you've never done that before? I don't know. I don't know. And I have seen other people mention that this mascara will smudge or transfer on them. I'm like, I'm so sorry that happens. I've never had that experience until recently, and I'm so sad because I've loved this one for a long time. I think it's a great mascara. I don't want to wear something where if I don't know what's happening, I end up with like dots of mascara up here. I haven't found any down here before, but the fact that my eyes were open enough that my mascara was touching up here and transferring, oh no, 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 no. I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing this. I really like the formula of this product. I just wish the color was a little bit lighter. This is another situation where the color is too deep for my skin tone. And it's this. There's only one of these. This is the Beauty Pie Triple Beauty Luminizing Wand. So it has very much Charlotte Tilbury vibes. When you put it on, it's really shiny and pretty. But as you can see, it's very, very dark for my skin tone. Even when I blend it in, I love the formulation. I love the way it catches the light, but when it's not in the light, if I wear it like a highlight, you see this little strip here of darkness? That's what I get right here. When it hits the light, it's so pretty, and then when it's not in the light. So I have been mixing this with cream blush or with liquid blush, and I have been, you know, on my little palette here, and I've been using it that way. But I would say this would work for a large portion of the population. If you're really fair, this is going to be too deep for you. I find the one from Charlotte Tilbury is not that, it's much lighter actually. I do have the light wand from Charlotte Tilbury in the lightest shade, and it is significantly lighter. So this right here is Charlotte Tilbury's Spotlight. It's also very reflective, but when it's not in the light, see how this one is darker and this one almost matches my skin tone? For me, it's worth paying a little bit more to get the shade that works for me. I wish this one, actually the formula is beautiful. The packaging is the same. I don't love this packaging, but if you don't want to pay Charlotte Tilbury prices and you're not as fair as I am, you might actually really like this one. This is the other product that I'm putting it, and I wouldn't say it's really a fail, it's just not what I expected. And maybe my expectation and the reality are too different. This is L'Oreal's Paradise Balm in Lipstick. So the minute you put lipstick, okay, and then balm, okay, so I'm expecting like a sheer light wash, and that's definitely what you get. I have been using these a lot. They're very, very, very sheer, but they don't really last. And I feel like I'm putting it on and like half an hour later it's gone, and I am really like loading it up. And the other thing is when you really load it up, it starts to get a little streaky and a little patchy. Can you see that? I don't love that. But if you don't, if you just put on like a swipe like this, but then it's gone like really quickly. I don't know if it's me. I don't lick my lips. I don't rub my lips like with my fingers. I don't really spend a lot of time pursing my lips. I feel like I can get a lipstick to last a lot longer than some other people because I don't lick them. The only thing that happens is it transfers off onto cups, to straws, to mugs, what have you, and that's normal. But I was expecting something that had a little bit longer staying power. I don't mind reapplying. It's comfortable, it's nice. And I have 3 of these. The other thing is, I'm not a fan of the scent. It's not a bad scent. It just smells like, and do all L'Oreal lipsticks smell like this? This one smells like it's a cross between trying to be fruity and floral at the same time. I don't know. It doesn't linger. It bothers me when I put it under my nose, so when I'm applying it, I smell it, but it doesn't linger, but I don't love it. I'm not a fan of these. I hate saying that I'm not a fan of these. I think a lot of it comes down to I was expecting more balm-like, kind of like long-term hydration, and I don't feel like I'm getting that either. Does it make my lips dry? No, it doesn't dry them out. But the only way that I get that hydrating feeling is the continual reapplication, and I gotta do it more than once an hour. I don't have time or energy for that. All right, there you go. Those are all the products that I loved and didn't work for me in March. I would love to know what your favorites have been. And remember, it doesn't have to be beauty related. If you happen to have a favorite book you're reading, a favorite show you're watching, a favorite snack or a coffee concoction, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.